Hey everyone, had to take a sick bye week last week, unfortunately. I was very under the weather. We are back this week, week 7, Heels picks. Let's get them underway. Broncos and Saints, Thursday night football. Well, that Saints roster's falling apart offensively. Shaheed's going to probably have to have surgery, and Chris Olave's not playing, and Taysom Hill's not playing. But the Broncos suck. So it's kind of a hard decision, but I think that it's no shade on Spencer Rattler there. I think he's got a lot of promise, and he could be a solid starter in the league one day. But I think the injuries are just a little too much for the Saints. I'm going to take the Broncos by 3. All right. Patriots, Jaguars. More London football for the London Jags. They let down that crowd last week. Very surprised to see them just not show up. At the same time, they're just not a good football team. And on the other, speaking of not good football teams, same goes for New England. They're young. They got a long way to go before they become a relevant football team again. And Drake may not play again. May not play this week. He's got some MRIs and stuff to go through. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'll take the Jaguars by 3 in what might be an ugly football game. Bills and Titans. Amari Cooper coming to Buffalo. What a wonderful move. The Jets said, we're going to bring in Devontae Adams for all this money. And we're like, we'll spend $800K minimum salary and get Amari Cooper. What a wonderful trade deal that is. Don't know if he's going to play this week. Sean McDermott's been a little iffy, getting accustomed to the playbook and getting ready. I think he plays. I think he's going to get enough time in to at least be somewhat useful this week. He's a pro. He's a solid guy. Let's hope this game's more bearable to watch than the Monday night game because, my God, in my history being a Bills fan and watching these games, and, I've been an avid follower and fan probably for about 15 to 16 years now. That was one of the most painful to sit through and watch wins I've ever watched, ever. So many flags. It's disgusting. It was just hard to watch. It's like the officials just wanted to control the game, and it was just the Bills got a penalty between the third and fourth quarter when nobody was playing. Like, it was that bad. Like, they just took the game hostage, and it was just disgusting. Titans they're not a good football team, and I don't see them coming in striving on the road, coming to Buffalo and just taking names, kicking ass. It's not going to happen. Give me the Bills by 10. Lions and Vikings. Man, what a game. This candidate for game of the week. Two really good football teams. Even without Aaron Jones, I think the Vikings will be just fine. I mean, he could play, but to me it seems like he's got some lingering thing that's going to keep him out and not playing. On the other end, the Lions, they've been playing good football all season. Again, some up and down games, but for the most part, last week, oh my God, they embarrassed Dallas. I think Dallas they've fallen off. I really don't know what's wrong with them, but we'll talk about them later. Minnesota keeps it alive. Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings by 1. Falcons, Seahawks. This is going to be another one of those nice competitive games. These two teams, they just feel the same to me. Seattle had a bit more of a hotter start, but everything's kind of balancing out now. It just to me at home, Atlanta. I don't know if with that time, those games are tough on West Coast teams. Give me the Falcons by 3 here. Bengals and Browns. The Browns are a dumpster fire, and they're starting their fire sales. Got rid of Amari Cooper. And they only got a 3rd round. 6th rounder back in 26. But you can tell that it's just one of those things. Nick Chubb's coming back, so that's a positive thing. I'm sure Browns fans will be excited about that. Not much else to really get excited about. I only think things will get interesting again for the Browns if they decide to put Jameis Winston out there, which that's just my thoughts. Deshaun is like, after you've put it off for 3 weeks, your laundry it's got to be washed, and that is Deshaun Watson. It's time to admit it. It's a terrible deal. and they're stuck with unloading so much money regardless of any decision they make about it. The Bengals, on the up and up, they're a better football team. They're starting to get in their October groove. I've been saying this. Give me the Bengals here by 14. Houston and Green Bay, man. It's gonna be one of those good ones. It's gonna be a good football game. Both teams have had strong games, have had not so strong games. Green Bay, that defense is very, very underrated. Nobody seems to be talking about how good that defense has been playing all season. They're what's holding it together for the young offense. On the other side with Houston, they're honestly what a lot of people expected them to be. I mean, sans that really embarrassing loss to Minnesota, who's just a good football team. They've kept their end of the bargain there. Again, this is going to be one. I think it's another candidate game of the week. Give me the Packers by 3. Colts and Dolphins. Anthony Richardson probably going to actually come back and play this week. He seemed to be healthy and good to go last week, but they said, we'll give him another week. Emergency. We'll let Flacco play. Miami is just still they're still a walking tragedy until Tua comes back, when that may be. The Dolphins have indicated that he will come back and play sometime this season. When? As a Tyreek Hill fantasy owner, I ask, when? Because I kind of need something here. Said Pro Bowl Tyler Huntley just isn't getting it done. Okay. I think the Colts are going to easily take this one. Give me the Colts by 10. Giants and Eagles. Start of the season, if you had told me that there was even a thought that I could think that the New York Giants would beat the Eagles, I kind of would have laughed at you. The Giants impressed me. The Giants, I am impressed by how good they've played. Even despite that loss this last week, they have a lot more fight in them this year. They're not just laying down like an absolute embarrassment. Last year, they were an embarrassment. And, for the most part of this season, they haven't played like that. Well, they get Malik Neighbors back, you'd hope, because that really helps their chances. And again, the Eagles are kind of falling off. I mean, we all kind of knew. I kind of someone who just kind of felt they were frauds anyways, but it's kind of showing itself a little bit despite the wins, despite whatever. I think this matchup is a lot more even than an Eagles fan would like to admit. Giants by 1. Here you go, Jake. Raiders and Rams. It's two teams that are in a rut. The Rams, not as expected. The Raiders, kind of expected. Quarterback situations, just Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell. You're gonna get out of that. Devontae Adams is gone. Although again, he's been gone for a while now, faking his injury to get out. They're not a good football team. And I think the Rams have underachieved. I think they still have potential. They could get Cooper Kupp back this week. Give me the Rams here by 6. Commanders and Panthers. Sorry, Carolina. I'm high on that train right now. I'm very high on Washington. They could have easily won that game against Baltimore if things had played out their way. That Commanders team, they had something special brewing there. Give me Washington by 15. Chiefs and Niners. When you talk about game of the week, Super Bowl rematches, all that fun stuff, here we are. Big time, big boy game. The Niners have let down a few times this year. They haven't looked like themselves, and it's probably because, you're missing arguably the best player in the league. That's going to happen. But regardless, Purdy's played pretty well this year. They're a good team, and they're going to be, when it's all said and done, they're going to be there in the NFC. And Kansas City's Kansas City, although let me say, they haven't been impressive good. They've had a couple wins that they won by more than one score, and it's at any point have they really looked impressive this year? I mean, they're undefeated, yes. But they played close to a lot of teams that they shouldn't have. And it really makes you question some things. But Andy Reid has a pretty good record after bye weeks, and I can't go against that. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs here by 3. Jets and the Steelers for some Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh got another primetime. Well, and the Jets got another primetime game. Oh, man. All right, well, clearly as you watch Monday night, Jets couldn't move the football at all. Aaron Rodgers can't drive a football down the field without some assistance from some yellow flags. So I had to go out and get Davante Adams, and because otherwise you can't. Like every Jet game for the rest of the season was going to be like that if you didn't get Davante Adams. Like because Aaron Rodgers is a shell of himself, and I don't care what anybody says. You can try to put him on a pedestal. You can try to pretend he's still the same guy, and you can bring in his boyfriend on the Pat McAfee show and be like, put in a little cheesy smiles with Davante Adams faking his injury for 4 months and quitting for 4 weeks and quitting on his old team. Whatever, being a little drama queen. He fits just right in with Aaron Rodgers, Whatever. They won't be buddy buddies. I've never seen anyone fight so hard to get traded to a team that's 2-4. Anyways, Pittsburgh, they definitely, they've had their up and downs and coming a little back down to earth. That defense is still that defense. They have an amazing defense. Another thing that's got me going on this is, as well as Justin Fields has been playing, why do you bench him? I'm one of the biggest Russell Wilson fans. I like Russell Wilson. He's washed. He's not the same guy anymore. Justin Fields was playing just fine. Why would you do that? It makes no sense to me, which is why I got to pick the Jets. Because the Steelers just making a baffling decision. You got chemistry, you got good things, you got decent things going on offense, a great defense. But then you got the Jets and this whole friggin' thing with Davante, and I hate to pick them because they suck. But if you're gonna bench a quarterback who's got you a winning record and played well, then you deserve to lose. I'm sorry. Give me the Jets by 1. Monday night part 1. Tampa and Baltimore. Tampa, man, it's like they were deliberately just throwing a Chris Godwin to piss me off last week. I don't know. You start Bucky Irving in your fantasy lineup. He did well. He did well. But it doesn't help when you're playing against Chris Godwin. And on first down, Baker Mayfield's every time. I'm just going to throw Chris Godwin again. I know we're up 3 scores. Don't run the ball. Let's just throw it. No, listen. That offense has been playing fantastic. And when they play bad teams, they really put it on. Not really sure about Mike Evans. I know he got hurt last week. That not having him would be a detriment to this team. On the flip side, Baltimore, they're getting hot. They're getting hot now, compared to their little rough start they had there. This gonna be, this is a good game to put on Monday night, and I think it's gonna be entertaining. I want to pick Tampa Bay, but I know Baltimore's gonna win this game. Give me the Ravens by 2. And the final piece of the Monday night doubleheader, Chargers Cardinals. I think there's another game that could be an entertaining one because I feel both these teams are middle of the pack. Like it's kind of an even keel matchup. I don't think either team is really better than the other. Harbaugh's got those boys in order over there with the Chargers, and Arizona, they have up and down football. It's hard to predict what version of that team's going to come out every week. But also Call of Duty is coming out, so I think Kyler Murray's checked out. Give me the Chargers by 3. This has been the Heels Picks. Glad to be back. Rough week last week, but feeling a lot better. Bring all your support back to the podcast. We lost the original page, but we're building this one back up, and we appreciate all the support. It's been coming back to the podcast, and just keep coming back, baby, because we love to see, we don't see your faces, you see our faces, but we love to see those little likes, reacts, comments, interaction. We do it for y'all. We do it for us. We do it for y'all. Thank you guys, everyone, and we'll see you next time.